Hi, I'm Allison LaDon Darawi. Welcome to the LaDon Method. This is our feels class, and we're gonna get started in a tabletop today. So stack those shoulders right above the wrists, your hips right above the knees. Let's move through some cat and cow dropping the belly low, bringing the chest and hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hollow out, bringing chin towards chest, pelvis towards navel. Inhale, drop the belly low as you come into your cow. Exhale as you hollow out, coming into your cat. Moving through at your own pace, deepening that rhythm of your breath. Just seeing what's going on in your body today. Every day is a little bit different, and just take this time to build some awareness. You might continue with your cat and cow, or maybe you're taking C curves of the spine, allowing your hips to move from right to left, taking a little peek at that hip that's sticking out, or maybe you're taking some nice big circles of the hips. Just see what your body needs. You might reverse the direction of those circles. Maybe you're taking more of a serpent-like motion, leading with the crown of your head, feeling as though you're slithering between two poles. Good. And on your own time, we'll find that nice neutral spine. Let's curl the toes under, lifting your hips up and back. Feel that lengthening of your spine in your down dog. You're really feeling the crown of the head and your sit bones reach in opposite directions, lengthening your neck while relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Then very slowly begin to walk your feet behind your hands, coming into a rag doll, relaxing your head and neck. You can grab onto opposite elbows, swaying from right to left. You can always bring a nice deep bend in your knees. This is more about relaxing the torso down versus stretching out your hamstrings. Once you're ready, release the grip of opposite elbows. Keep a nice bend in your knees. Very slowly roll it all the way up to standing. Your neck and head should be the last things to rise. Once you arrive at standing, bring the arms high overhead. Interlace all but your index fingers, those first fingers. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel, getting your spine nice and neutral. Inhale, get nice and tall. On an exhale, we'll lift up and over to the right, taking a side body stretch, feeling as though you're lifting your torso up and over a high bar. Seeing where your depth is here. Seeing where you want to take it. On an inhale, let's take it back to an upright. Get nice and tall. On an exhale, we'll lift up and over to the other side. Breathing into your side body, seeing where your depth is. Good. Take it back to center. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards the navel. Fill out your belly button, move towards the spine, protecting your low back as you reach your chest high, shining your heart upward. Take it to an upright. On an exhale, allow the hands to melt through heart center as you hinge forward at the hips. Inhale, let's lift up halfway with a nice flat back. Plant your palms, step it back to a high plank, top of a push-up, lower onto your knees, lowering all the way down onto your chest. Now let's bring tented fingertips to frame the sides of the mat. Press down the tops of your feet, the nail side of your feet. Inhale, let's reach the chest forward. Exhale, dip one shoulder towards the center of the mat. Inhale, take it to center, reaching your chest forward. Exhale, dip the opposite shoulder towards the center of the mat, getting at that area between the shoulder blades, that upper back area. Take a couple rounds here, but you're keeping your low body stationary. You're continuing to press all 10 nail side of the foot toes into the mat. The tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. And once you're ready, take it back to center. Lower it all the way down. Place your hands onto the mat. Let's lift it in to a tabletop. And then from here, let's extend the right leg back. Bring your toes to face down towards the mat. Get your hips nice and squared off to the mat. And then reach your left fingertips forward. Bend at your right knee and reach around. See if you can grab your right ankle with your left hand And you can just reach in that direction if you can't quite get that grip. Level off your hips to the mat. If you're feeling nice and stable here, you have the grip of the ankle. You can begin to press your ankle into your hand, taking a slight back bend. Feel the belly button move towards the spine, making sure your low back is supported. You're not compressing in that low back at all. Then release and extend long, lowering the palm and the knee down. You can take any little organic movement you might like before we come on to the other side. And once you're ready, find that nice neutral spine. Stack your joints, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll extend the left leg back. Pause for a moment, getting yourself set up, making sure your toes are facing down so your hips are nice and level. Reach your right fingertips forward. You can reach around, bending in your left knee, grabbing for the ankle, but then bring your heel back in line with your hip if you had to bring your leg in slightly to get that grip. You can pause here. Continue to flex that left ankle, and you can begin pressing your ankle into the hand, taking that slight back bend. Make sure you're not compressing in your low back. Might come out a little bit if you feel any pressure there. And then once you're ready, release, extend long, lowering the palm and the knee down. Beautiful. And from here, let's curl the toes under, lifting the hips up and back, coming into our down dog. And on your own time, you can begin to walk your feet behind your hands. Relax your torso down, relax your head and neck. Find that nice bend in the knees. Slowly roll it all the way up to standing. Bring the arms high overhead. Interlace your fingers. Then bring your palms to face the ceiling. From here, inhale, get tall. Exhale, let's lift up and over to the right. So again, feeling as though you're lifting your torso up and over a high bar. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, let's lift it up and over to the other side, feeling as though you're lifting up and over that high bar. Good. Let's take it back to center. From here, again, feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel. Begin to reach your heart high, shining the heart upward. Take it to an upright. Release the interlace of the fingers. On an exhale, let's fold it forward. On an inhale, lift it up halfway with your nice flat back. Plant your palms. Step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. From here, lower onto your knees. Slowly lower all the way down onto your chest. Then we'll come into a Sphinx pose, bringing the forearms onto the mat, getting your elbows right beneath the shoulders, but if this is a little bit too much, you can always walk your elbows further forward so you're not lifting as high. Press down the tops of the feet into the mat, press your elbows into the mat, shining your heart forward. Feeling, even though your forearms are stationary, feel as though they're pressing into the mat and sliding towards the back of the mat, allowing you to open your chest even more. Coming even deeper into that upper back. And on your own time, you can slowly lower it down, placing one hand on top of the other, relaxing your third eye down, allowing your heels to just fall open to the sides. You can rock your forehead right to left, massaging your third eye. Good. On your own time, find stillness. Let's plant the palms onto the mat. Lift up to your tabletop and back into your down dog. Once you're ready, on an inhale, let's reach that left leg high. On an exhale, step through to a low lunge. Let's plant your back foot, preparing to come into a warrior one. So your back foot is nice and grounded on the mat, really trying to glue the outside of that back foot onto the mat. Get your hips nice and squared off to the top of your mat. Nice bend in your front knee. Try to get your left knee right above the ankle. From here, let's interlace the fingers above the sacrum. You can always grab onto a strap if that's not accessible. Roll your shoulders back down along the spine so the shoulders aren't shrugging up towards the ears. Feel your belly button move towards the spine. On inhale, reach your chest high. Feel your interlaced fingers reach towards the back of the mat. On an exhale, we'll hinge forward at the hips. Keep your hips nice and squared off to the top of the mat. As maybe your chest comes to the inside of that left thigh, your interlaced fingers might reach overhead towards the top of the mat. Your palms might come closer together to touch, but don't force it. Then let's take another round here. Reaching your chest high, feeling those interlaced fingers reach towards the back of the mat. On an exhale, hinging it forward. And taking it back to an upright, releasing your grip. From here, let's take it in. We'll pivot onto your right sole of the foot, and we're going to take it into a warrior three. So you'll begin to work towards bringing your body in a T-like shape, feeling your fingertips reach forward, feeling your right heel reach towards the back of the room. Let's take it all the way up to standing. Bringing your feet parallel to one another, fingertips reaching high. Bring your left elbow into your side body. Let's grab on to the top of our left ankle. So you're grabbing for you're opening the shoulder, so feel as though you're carrying some change in your hand. So you want to keep the chest opening. You want to make sure the palm is facing the left side, grabbing onto the inside top of your left ankle. Now once you have that grip, bring your knees together to touch as a reminder to keep your left knee moving in line with your left hip as we prepare to come into our dancer's pose. Focus on one non-moving point. Finding your drishti, your point of focus, will make it so much easier to balance here. Feel the belly button move towards the spine, protecting your low back, but then begin pressing your left ankle into that left hand as you reach your right fingertips forward, seeing where you want to take this. Make sure you're still breathing. And on your own time, you can rise it all the way back to standing. Reaching your fingertips high, take a nice big inhale. On an exhale, let's fold it forward. Inhale, lift it up halfway with your nice flat back. On an exhale, let's plant the palms, step it back to our high plank. Slowly as you can, lower all the way down onto your mat. From here, press the tops of your feet into the mat. Bring your palms face down as you reach your fingertips towards the back of your mat. From here, we'll begin to roll the shoulders back down along the spine, peeling your chest off the mat, then reach your fingertips towards the back of the room. Make sure the back of your neck is long. You might begin to lift your feet off the mat. And on your own time, lower it all the way down, planting your palms onto the mat. Let's lift it up to a tabletop and back into our down dog. From your down dog, on an inhale, let's reach that right leg high. On an exhale, step through to your low lunge. We'll spin that back heel flat, preparing to come into our warrior one on this side. Get your hips nice and squared off to the top of your mat. Again, trying to keep the outside of that back foot really grounded onto the mat to help stabilize you here. See if you can get your right knee above the ankle and keep it there. Interlace your fingers above the sacrum. Roll the shoulders back down along the spine. Feel your shoulder blades move towards one another. As you inhale, reaching your chest high. Take your time. On an exhale, hinging forward at the hips. Those interlaced fingers might reach towards the top of the mat. Taking another round here, allowing those interlaced fingers to guide you back to an upright as you open your chest high, taking this little mini back bend. On an exhale, hinging it forward at the hips. And on your own time, we'll take it back to an upright, releasing the interlace of the fingers, getting those hips nice and squared off. Reach your fingertips high. Pivot onto your left sole of the foot, preparing to come into your warrior three here. Find that point of focus, that one little spot in front of you, and we'll begin to lift off, trying to get your hips squared off to the mat, feeling that energetic pull in opposite directions. Then let's rise it all the way up to standing. We're going to come into our dancer's pose on the other side. So you're bringing your weight into your left leg on this side, bringing your right elbow into your side body with your palm face up. Grab onto the inside top of that right ankle. Remember, you want to open the shoulder here. Feel your knees come towards one another, just as a reminder to keep your right knee moving in line with your right hip, especially as you begin to kick back into that right hand. A lot of times that knee wants to move out to the side, but instead keep it in line with your hip. You'll notice it makes it easier to balance here. Feel that energetic pull in opposite direction. Left fingertips reach forward as your right foot reaches towards the back. And on your own time, take it up to standing. Lowering the feet down, reach your fingertips high. From here, let's find cactus arms, about 90-degree bends at the elbows. Shine your heart upward. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. And relax the arms by the sides. Inhale, reach your fingertips high. On an exhale, let's fold it forward. On an inhale, we'll lift it up halfway with a nice flat back. Exhale, let's plant the palms, step it back to a high plank as slowly as you can. Let's lower it all the way down onto the mat. Good. From here, let's bend at both knees. We're going to play with coming into our bow pose, grabbing on to the outsides of your feet or your ankles. And from here, you can always wrap a strap across the tops of your feet or the ankles if it's challenging to get this grip. Bring your knees together, again, as a reminder to keep your knees moving in line with the hips, like when we're in dancer's pose. From here, you can stay right here if you're already feeling this quite a bit, but if you want to take it further, you can begin pressing your feet into your hands, allowing your thighs and chest to lift off the mat, but not forcing it. And on your own time, release, lowering one side of the face down, one cheek down, bend at your knees, and then windshield wiper your shins, allowing one shin in, the other one out, alternating. Good. We'll take it back to center, bringing your chin or lips to the mat. We're going to take a second round, bending at the knees, seeing if you can grab onto the tops of those ankles. You can always grab onto your strap, and you can always do one side at a time too. That's also an option. And once you're ready, and if you're doing the one side at a time, you can extend your arm and leg long and just press into one ankle as you grip onto it. Just taking a much gentler back bend and alternate those sides. But otherwise, if you're coming into your full bow pose, you can begin to lift up, see where you want to take it the second time through. Breathing into it. Good. Release. Once you're ready, we'll bring the opposite cheek to the mat. We'll bend at the knees, windshield wipering the shins once again. Good. On your own time, we'll take it into a tabletop and come in to a comfortable seated position. And from here, get your sit bones nice and grounded. Let's bring the left ankle above that right knee. Bring the ankle to your right thigh. Bring your left fingertips behind you, tenting the fingertips so you can get nice and tall here. Reach your right arm high. Hook your right elbow to your left thigh. Once you have that hook of the elbow, once again, get nice and tall, allowing those left fingertips to get you even taller. Inhale, feel as though the crown of the head is rising up towards the ceiling. Exhale, maybe twist a little bit more, but not forcing it. You might even look towards the back of the room. Beautiful. Let's take it back to center. We're going to come on to the other side, unwinding the legs. So you're bringing your right ankle to that left thigh above the knee. From here, tent your right fingertips behind you. Reach your left arm high, get nice and tall. We'll hook the left elbow onto that right thigh. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, maybe twist a little bit more. Breathing into it, maybe look towards the back of the room. And once you're ready, you can take it back to center, unwinding the legs. Bring your palms face up and slowly lowering it all the way down on to your mat. Taking some time here to take any last couple movements you might need before you come into a place of complete rest. And once you're ready to settle in, just get nice and comfortable in your space. Relax your shoulder blades down away from your ears, down towards your heels, bringing your palms face up for that greater sense of openness. And with each exhale, try to release any lingering thoughts. Just allowing yourself to be here. Feeling that greater sense of gratitude for all of these incredible things you're capable of. I want to thank you for holding me accountable to you. It's such a pleasure to move with you. I'm sending lots of love and positive energy your way, and I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you. Stay here for as long as you like. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.